government, and I expect that the European Union today will strongly condemn the action of Russia in invading Ukrainian territory in Crimea. This is putting, I think, Ukraine, first of all, on the brink of a very serious situation indeed. The Council today will be considering a number of issues. We'll be considering, first of all, the response of the European Union to that action. And I hope and I expect that that response will be very firm and very united. Secondly, what practical ways in which the European Union and the international community can assist Ukraine, because clearly there are very serious difficulties in Ukraine at an economic and a financial level. And Ukraine will need some assistance in that area. And thirdly then, I think, what steps the European Union can take if Russia does not agree to comply with international law, the action that it took over the weekend, in effect invading Ukraine, is in breach of the Charter of the United Nations, it's in breach of the Helsinki Final Act, it's in breach of international law.
Do you expect that there is any action the European Union can undertake which is going to change the facts on the ground in which Russian forces have control in Crimea?
I think we need to see those forces withdrawn to their regular barracks. That certainly, I think, will be an approach that will be taken today by the Foreign Affairs Council. Any steps, any decisions that are taken on foot of that will be with a view to that being achieved. I think that we have to see an opportunity given for organisations like the OSCE and the Council of Europe to play their role, because of course Russia are members of these organisations and have obligations to those organisations as well.
What do you say to Moscow, which says it has to defend the interests of Russian citizens in Crimea, that it believes there was a peace plan in place which was effectively overthrown by the opposition in Kiev, and the government there simply can't be trusted?
Well, there are international organisations who have a responsibility and who have a role to play in resolving any difficulties that arise involving the nationalities of one country in the territory of another country. Those organisations are the OSCE, which has well-established procedures and protocols for dealing with this kind of situation, and indeed the Council of Europe, which has well-established arrangements. Russia is a member of both of these organisations. Situations have arisen in the past where both the OSCE and the Council of Europe have been able to resolve these kind of difficulties, and I believe that they should be enabled to do so.
Would you rule out sanctions if Russian forces aren't withdrawn to their barracks?
The issue of sanctions, that's an option, and that's something that will be considered today. But I think that there are a number of steps that can be taken by the European Union, providing support to Ukraine, support to the OSCE and the Council of Europe, and a very strong message to Russia. Sanctions will be part of that consideration.
There's an expectation that in fact the EU won't do anything, that will allow Russia to annex Crimea in the hope that we'll leave it at that. Do you think that that's a scenario?
No, I don't think that that is the approach that the European Union intends to take or will take. I certainly take, and the Irish government takes very seriously what has happened in Ukraine. I believe that that position is mirrored right across the European Union, right across the member states of the European Union, and I believe that the Foreign Affairs Council today will take a very strong and robust position.